Gremlins. How you doing, folks? My name's Alan April, joined here on color commentary by Ilya Kurbanov, and we're here at the University of King's College, where Ilya played for 4 years. It's hot today in this gym, but we've got a high-caliber basketball game about to develop, with the winner advancing to play Kizzy, the defending champs, in tomorrow's final at 4 p.m. This is Maurice Colley, high-scoring guard for Gremlins. Gets to a tough spot there on the baseline, and Chase Tynes throws it away behind his back.
Tough take there by Colley. Didn't really have an angle, but still went up, wishing for the best.
Young Guns, kind of literally, they are one of the younger teams in the league. A lot of current university players or university age players. And there is the RGT MVP, Tyler Oliver, who averaged better than 30 points a game this season. Now Sam Chisholm coming the other way, blocked by the veteran Mike Poole, former St. Mary's Husky Mike Poole. Now the outlet for Nick Auger. Auger out for Oliver. He'll drive. Bit of a sloppy start to this one as the two teams finding their bearings, but there's a throwdown from Tyler Oliver. And that's what he does. He is very bouncy. Big, strong, fast, and athletic. He is a load to deal with in this league.
I'm afraid for these rims when Tyler Oliver goes up.
Just wait till he gets one of his putbacks. He's good for probably one a game. Some of the, he is an elite second jumper. You hear about that kind of athleticism sometimes, the first jump, and then land again and go up just as high. He is good at that. There's a deep three from Demerick Mercer. Or sorry, that was Jaden Smith, the former St. FX X-Men who hit that three ball. Smith, sharp shooter from distance, gets Young Guns on the board. Colley denied by Chase Tynes. Huge swat there for the former Auburn Drive Eagle. Now Tynes, nice pass in transition, and Kendall Saunders able to finish with the layup. Chase Tynes doing it on both ends, making things happen.
The freak athlete allows him to get those quick steps.
And a turnover there as Poole, once again pressured by Tynes. Oliver couldn't save it. And Young Guns looking to add on to their 5-2 lead. This is Demerick Mercer, speedy point guard who played at Citadel High here in Halifax. Now gets it over to Jaden Smith. Smith, second three ball, no good. Oliver corrals the rebound and he'll bring it up himself. Oliver settles into a three ball, no good. Tynes with the rebound and long outlet, and Kendall Saunders able to finish. So Chase Tynes showing not only his athleticism, but his playmaking early on in this one.
Playing like a complete player here in the first quarter of the game.
Oliver with a touch at the free throw line finds Mike Poole open for three, short on that one, but cleaned up by DeMar Parsons. And Colley nearly gets the steal at half court, and it will be Gremlins ball coming the other way, so chance here for the Gremlins to cut into the three-point lead. This is Rowan Howlett. Howlett, just 1 year out of high school. He played at Sir John A., now known as Bayview High, in Tantallon. Oliver, wow, physicality there as Tynes tied it up. Oliver gave him a bit of a shove, and Young Guns come away. And Chisholm able to finish down low. Sam Chisholm just finished his first year with the UPEI Panthers. Was an impact player for them. Panthers team that surprised everyone and made the AUS finals this past March. And things are a little sloppy on the Gremlins end right now, and Chisholm unable to finish that layup in transition. Colley brings it the other way. Colley to the hoop. Can't finish. Young Guns have numbers. Mercer will lay it up and in.
The defense is so far paying off for the Young Guns, getting steals and stops, running the transition, have everyone running, get those open layups.
Mike Poole, he will shoot that three, and he'll hit that three. He airballed the first one and seemed hesitant about it, but you can't leave him open. Showed you right there, he can knock it down, and Young Guns lead is at 4. Now Kendall Saunders, he'll shoot the three as well. Saunders played a season with the Dow Tigers.
So did Colley a few years back.
Yeah, Maurice Colley was a member of the AUS champion team a couple years ago. Now Colley working around the screen and roll. Nowhere to go with it, gets it back off the deflection. Colley pounded by Mercer on the defensive end. Now Colley, the smooth lefty, spins for that left hand, and they're gonna call it a travel.
Holding on to the ball for a little too long.
If it wasn't a if it wasn't a travel, it was definitely an and one. But that was a bit of a disjointed possession there for Colley. Now Smith. Off the crossover. Tough jumper there. Mercer gets the rebound, count it, and one. As bodies hitting the floor here. Tough start to this game for Gremlins.
It's a lot of things that are not going well for the Gremlins, but a lot of it could be solved, right?
Yeah.
Being down 6 with 5 minutes in the first, 3 quarters left to play after that, and now Demerick Mercer will convert, but will not count because he did step over the line before the ball had the opportunity to touch the rim.
So Gremlins now. Gremlins advance to this semifinal with a 96-88 win over Super Smash Bros, my team, last night. So I got a little bit of scouting having played them just last night. As now Jaden Smith settles into a jumper. I mean, they have two dynamic threats, and here's one of them, Tyler Oliver. But that's going to be a charge. Big play there. Another standout defensive play by Chase Tynes.
And his presence on the defensive end has been tremendous so far, and this early. He's probably responsible for all of the stops that they've had. He's been involved, at least touched the ball or got something going.
Tynes played at the University of Ottawa for the GGs and was a standout, a member of one of those, or maybe more than one of the Nova Scotia teams that won nationals at under 17. And of course, his younger brother, Kellen Tynes, playing in Division I. He transferred to Maine. I believe he'll be playing at Maine this season.
Yeah, he did transfer to Maine, and
you follow the NCAA a little closer than I did.
He had a tough season with the Montana State. They've been great all year, made the tournament, and there's a lot of things that have to go your way in order for you to stay with the program. And I think he's got a bright future ahead of him. He's definitely going to be an amazing addition to Maine with his defense.
And Sam Chisholm able to get a steal. Now Jaden Smith, quick triple. No good. Still a 7-point lead here. Oliver fouled by Smith. So my scouting report from last night is the Gremlins really do have two of the top individual talents in the league, Tyler Oliver and Maurice Colley. Both just freak athletes who can get to their spots and make tough shots. Oh, but what a steal there. Sam Chisholm picks the pocket and heads the other way. And that's the kind of effort and intensity that made him an impact player in year one for the UPI Panthers. An undersized guard out of Halifax, Citadel High, but knows what to do. He's a player that you love to coach, is Sam Chisholm.
Plays his role, knocks down open treys, and that's exactly why he was one of the pivotal players on that roster this year, reaching the championship game in the AUS final.
And that UPI team, I don't think they lost anybody to graduation. They'll be back. As Ronald Brown into the game, can't get the layup to go, gets his own rebound. Brown continues to work down low, and will head to the line to shoot two.
Speaking of the players that they possibly lost, is Glenn Cox. He actually transferred to, I believe, Simon Fraser.
Wow, Division I. Simon Fraser's NCAA Division II. Wow, I'm shocked by that.
I think he's gone out west. That's all I know.
He's from Shelburne, Nova Scotia. Yeah. Such a small town, and cool. Thanks for that insight. Yeah, Glenn Cox had like 25 points in the first half of that final.
Well,
it was ridiculous.
According to Plato, he was a first-team All-Pro.
Wow.
In that first half, and at least that's what Dow made him look like.
Yeah, that's right. As
quick insight on that is like talking with Shamar Burrows is like one of the things that, well, one is probably the only thing that Coach Plato mentioned in the halftime. Like, how do we have Glenn Cox scoring 25 points on us, and that fueled the whole team for the rest of the game as they gone on to win that championship.
Counted for Tyler Oliver. Oliver, I mean, this guy's a great story. He's over 30, never played college, but you look at that body and that athleticism, and there's a reason he was MVP of this league, scored like 35 points a game. He is a problem.
And fun fact is, like, if you walked into the gym for the first time and you saw Tyler Oliver play, you would think this dude was a standout.
He's got like almost an NBA body. If he was 2 inches taller, 6'5", probably 240 of solid muscle.
Solid muscle and pure athleticism.
Yeah.
That's like another player that you'd say, like, in his 30s that does all of this.
Yeah, for sure. And a guy who, you know, obviously he's not going to be a pro basketball player, but still stays in the gym, trains, works hard, shoots around every day. Like, it's a love for the game that, again, we talked about it in the first game, but this RGT league, such high caliber men's league basketball right here in Halifax. It's a league for everyone, but it's not your ordinary men's league because it is high level, high intensity.
Lots of talent as well.
As Ronald Brown Jr. knocks down the free throw. Brown, this guy's my generation. He played at Citadel High back in the early years of Citadel High. Was a Nova Scotia provincial team player. Boozer into the game. Number 23 for Young Guns. Now Boozer working in the post. Can't get the hook shot to go. I don't know his first name or his last name. They just told me to call him Boozer. Howlett up top for Oliver. Defended by Brown. Oliver puts up a 3, rims out. Boozer with the rebound, and he'll push the other way. Boozer. Oh! Takes it right at Tyler Oliver, who...
I believe if Tyler was 50 pounds lighter, he probably would have got the call, but they looked at him, and immediately, you're flopped.
Nick Auger. Wow, rises up and finishes. Tough finish. Another guy formerly of Sir John A. High School.
Acrobatic and athletic there, hanging in the air for that layup.
Actually, as Crowther blocked by Oliver, Gremlins starting to get a little momentum here. Foul's going to go against Boozer. I just realized, so... Ooh, technical foul against Tyler Oliver here as he got into a little war of words with Manny States.
And that's the technical foul we didn't expect to happen in a men's league. Normally it's all fun and friendly, but
well,
it looks like Tyler is not happy with the previous possession of that charge call that was missed.
Yeah, it's one of the interesting things, too, about a men's league. Again, they don't have coaches. I find that when you're playing with a coach, the coach is going to tell you, like, don't worry about the refs, I got you at the refs. And the coaches have a little more leeway to talk to the refs than a player did.
100%, especially if you're not someone who is, you know, a heated or has, like, a personality of or reputation of talking to refs in a reckless way almost. Then it's a little bit different, but players should always, you know, just side with the coach. Coach got your back, you know.
Crowther, the former St. Mary's Husky, can't knock down the long 2. Now Oliver coming the other way. And Boozer fouled him. Current.
Oh,
Crowther playing for SMU right now.
That's what I thought.
Oh, did I say former? I might have said it.
For a second, like you might have said former.
Okay,
so
okay.
I'm
no.
sure he's still on.
Crowther will be back with SMU this year. Just finished his first season out of Halifax Grammar School. I did realize that Gremlins don't have Jeff Doan, who's a solid player. Played at UPEI. He was in their quarterfinal win last night. Made a big impact. And Jeff Doan, as well as Nick Auger, played for a Sir John A team about 8 or 9 years ago that won a provincial title. Typically you got Grammar School, a little bit of Citadel, maybe Horton. As Boozer to the hoop, can't finish. And it's going to be Gremlins ball the other way. Anyway, that's Sir John A team. Actually, Derek Norris was another guy on that team. They surprised a lot of people and won a provincial title as one of the smaller schools in Division I.
Sometimes, as they say, it's not about the size, it's about the size of the heart.
Yeah. As a nice
on that was insane.
Smooth move from Mo Colley. Now long outlet for Jonah Crowther. He'll drive and turns it over. And don't look now, but Gremlins. Oh, Colley. He does things at such a high degree of difficulty. Trying that high step over around Jaden Smith. Smith caught a piece of his arm, and I was just going to say, Gremlins have cut it to a one-possession game, a chance to cut it to 1 point if Colley can knock down both free throws. Colley played high school basketball at Auburn Drive High and a season with the Dial Tigers. Just a gifted scorer, lefty.
Freak athlete.
Really athletic.
One thing is guaranteed is that he's a freak athlete, can get to the rim in a variety of ways.
As now Smith dishes it to Mercer. Around the corner, can't get it to drop. DeMar Parsons secures the rebound. Outlet, Howlett. The young gun will settle into a three, can't get it to fall. Parsons throws it away. Just a little bit of sloppiness continues to be an issue for the Gremlins, and that's going to be a foul against Poole. Both teams in the penalty. That'll put Demarick Mercer on the line shooting two.
And miscommunication on that play was pretty obvious.
Yeah.
It didn't work out for, DeMar sending that ball. I feel like Howlett moved a little too soon. Then Colley wasn't in a spot at all. So turnover and 2 free throws.
Yeah, but despite their turnovers, the Gremlins trail by 2 points with 25 seconds remaining. Did Tyler pick up his second foul with the technical? Okay, it's not urgent. I'll find out. Tyler Oliver might be in some foul trouble. He's sitting for the last minute of this quarter. And now Maurice Colley. Looking to get around Mercer. Great defense there by Mercer. Finds Howlett in the corner. 3 ball doesn't drop. Auger to beat the buzzer. Can't get it to go. But a good competitive first quarter. I mean, for Gremlins to make the mistakes that they did and still be down just 2 points is impressive and shows that this is going to be a very evenly matched game.
Yeah, and Tyler Oliver obviously did not get going right away. Got a couple of layups here and there, but those turnovers really hurt them in the beginning. And like you said, despite having all of those turnovers, they are lucky to be only down 2. Picking the intensity up, and the decision making right away went up with it. So just taking care of those mistakes, they might be maybe even up in this game and not down 2, as we see with the end of this first quarter. But Maurice Colley is picking up the slack slightly as well, getting to the rim a little bit and being a little more aggressive, trying to get more calls going the way of Gremlins. And obviously Tyler picking up that technical foul was such an uncharacteristic error. You don't want to have that type of error as an MVP, and with a potential final spot on the line in the semifinal game Saturday afternoon at University of King's College.
Absolutely. The winner will play against Kizzy, the number 5 seed, in tomorrow's final, 4 p.m. here at King's College. 3 ball there from Sam Chisholm, no good. And a chance here for Gremlins to tie it up or take the lead with a field goal. Mike Poole dishes it over to Colley. Now Parsons, great basketball. That looked almost like a set play Poole, great job of moving without the ball. Mercer, tough catch into the heart of the defense, can't get it to go. And the Gremlins can take the lead right here. Howlett, took a hard hit there from Saunders, but Cawley can't get it to drop, gets his own rebound. Cawley wanted a call. And Chase Tynes will finish with 2 hands for safety on the other end.
No effort in that jump. Did talk about freak athleticism? That will sum it up.
Yeah, 2-hand, no step off the catch. Barely broke a sweat, and Chase Tynes has been a difference maker without really touching the ball a whole lot on the offensive end. Mike Poole looks to float it up. Now Smith with the rebound. Look at that pass. A little bit too low. Chisholm, impressive just to keep it alive, but Gremlins come the other way. Howlett hangs in the air. Both teams a little sloppy right now as Saunders secures the defensive rebound.
Now it's the offensive side of the game for the Gremlins has picked up a bunch. Hustling for those second chance points and moving the ball much more than they did in that first quarter.
Young Guns leading by 2. Saunders able to dish it over to Chisholm. Little escape dribble. Chisholm can't finish, but Tynes can. Man, Chase Tynes using his athleticism in every way you can imagine and making a big impact for the Young Guns. They lead by 4. Howlett knocks down the 3, cuts it to a 1-point lead. Now Mercer on the blow-by. Can't get the lay-in to go. Refs have kind of swallowed their whistle here too. Parsons, bit of a wild shot in transition, rebounded by Tynes, but Auger able to steal it away. And now a turnover and a foul. Are they going to call that unsportsmanlike? They are.
Oh, that's not a clear path.
It's not clear path. So unsportsmanlike is like intentional.
Yeah, but there's
so
a
if you didn't, it doesn't matter. If you don't make a play on the ball, that's an unsportsmanlike foul.
Oh.
So clear path and intentional are both lumped into like unsportsmanlike. Oliver. Got to be careful.
Yeah, he's playing with fire here.
I think he changed his shoes.
Will have him out of the game.
Here we go.
So 2 shots and the ball, and Demerick Mercer makes that a 5-point play. I think Mercer got all 5 points there as well. He's had a hot first half, and the lead's up to 6. That was a 5-point possession. Look at Cawley, shifty. But just kind of threw it up at the end. Poole settles into a jumper, can't get it to drop. Now Chisholm brings it across half. Jaden Smith, catch and shoot 3, no good. Cawley with the rebound. Dishes to Auger. Behind his back to Oliver. Tynes ended up on his back, and Oliver will head to the free throw line to shoot a pair.
Tynes is holding off his knee. Might have been a contact on that when Oliver got up. Doesn't feel too good right now as he wobbled to the bench for a substitution.
As Oliver hits the first. The MVP of the league in a bit of foul trouble today. Technical didn't help his cause, but able to connect 2 free throws there to cut the lead to 4 points with 6:45 remaining in the second quarter. Demerick Mercer around the screen. Mercer finds Boozer, blocked. Auger with the rebound. Gets it back. Auger with speed, has it poked out from behind. It will remain Gremlins ball on the baseline.
Now,
inbound for Poole. Former St. Mary's Husky. Now the coach of Jael Ilsley High School's team. Mercer brings it across half. Saunders, nice crossover, explodes to the hoop, blocked again by Poole. Auger has it poked away by Mercer. Chisholm comes away with it. Mercer settles into a three. No good off back rim. Rebound secured by Auger. Now Oliver takes a bump. Again, Boozer waiting for the foul. Oliver. I mean, Oliver is one of these guys that's really difficult to ref. Every time he's going right into the contact, and he's big and strong, and it's like he's just barreling into people. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I think it's what he's doing. He's initiating the contact. He's trying to create those calls. But I think as a defender, you have to, know what he's gonna do. He's gonna try to body you. He's gonna try to get to the spot through you. You have to stand tall.
Yeah.
Put your hands up. Don't swing. Make it tougher for him, but without fouling. And maybe you will get rewarded with a couple of misses here and there. Get defensive rebounding. Get going on the offense.
Oh my goodness! What a finish by Demerick Mercer, counted and one. The scoop from an impossible angle for Mercer, and he's having himself a first half.
Through the contact, through the arm of Colley, and still getting it high off the glass for a two and a possibility for an and one.
Mercer has been the leading scorer. Must be up 15, 16 points in this first half. I'm going to get a rundown of the stats at halftime as Colley turns that one over. Now Saunders coming the other way, looking to extend this 6-point lead. Saunders finishes. Nice job there to sidestep Oliver, who was waiting for the charge. Poole finds a cutting Colley. Can't get the layup to go. Smith misses the layup. Missed layups on both ends. But Young Guns holding on to an 8-point lead. This Gremlins team dropped 96 against us last night, but have just 28 points halfway through the second quarter today, as Young Guns doing a good job defensively. Nice pass, but Oliver read it well. Now Oliver. Oh my goodness. They got to call something there. Tyler Oliver's getting frustrated, and I don't blame him.
That was a clear foul.
Yeah.
And he got wrapped up and tossed to the ground. But looks like
it is going to be Gremlins ball on the baseline. 4:28 to play. We're going to get a towel up on the floor here, as I mentioned, it gets slippery out there, but I don't know. Story of this first half so far, I'd say Young Guns want to play at this fast pace, and they're kind of baiting Gremlins into doing that as well. Like, you know, Oliver and Colley are both guys who theoretically can get to the rim whenever they want, but Young Guns are doing a good job of sending waves of bodies at them, making it difficult, and yeah.
And I think the Young Guns have that in them. They're much younger, you know.
Yeah.
The name says it all,
it
right?
Does,
the name says it all. But I think them pushing the pace is what they need to do the whole game. You have an advantage with the bodies. If you go faster, you can sub in and out, right?
Yeah.
And you can do that for the entire game. You win the game easily.
Gremlins as well with no Jeff Doan today. Oh, a nice tip in there by Ronald Brown Jr. with the left. RBJ came to play today. Mike Poole feeds it to Oliver, working in the post. Oliver, tough shot. Turning jumper. Showing why he's the MVP. Despite all the frustration, he's still got a dozen-plus points here. Smith, nice dish. Saunders lays it up and in. Just beautiful textbook pick-and-roll basketball there from Jaden Smith and Kendall Saunders.
And you see Oliver playing very defensive on the defensive end of the floor, not trying to swing his arms, because third foul will put him at a massive disadvantage.
Poole can't get it to go in the paint. He needs a sub now. He got poked in the eye. And Mercer takes advantage. Brown will finish. And the wheels are coming off the wagon a little bit for the Gremlins here, as Young Guns just making them pay in transition. Good team basketball from the Young Guns, passing it around. Everybody's scoring. Demeric Mercer leading the way, and the Gremlins are going to take a timeout. I sense their frustration. I mean, our game last night was at 9:45, so you know, somewhat of a quick turnaround here. They played they've played 3 times this week, and they only have 6 players.
It's a lot of basketball to be played, you know.
Yeah.
It's like
In a hot gym in the summertime.
our playoffs,
Yeah.
we're like, yes, you're like for the Mount, who ended up winning it all this year, playing us on a Saturday,
Yeah.
then playing the playing game the next day, having to play Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. That is 5 games.
All
in
3
a
as
stretch
the
in
underdog
7
too.
days.
All 3 as the underdog.
Well, I wouldn't say they were coming. Oh, you're talking about the playoff games.
Yeah. Oh, maybe not against you guys in the. Was that the play-in against Kings?
No,
Or
the
that
play
last game
was
of the regular
against
season.
the UNBSJ, who
Yeah,
were
right.
injured with 5 COVID infections.
Oh wow. Jaden Smith knocks down the triple. I do got to give a shout out to my Super Smash Bros. Teammates though from that Mystics team: Will Spalding, Jackson Smith, Joel McCrossan. Now Auger, turn around on the baseline, can't get it to drop. Rebound by Tynes, and a tie-up. Young Guns there to help chase up.
And Young Guns, the flying start continues. Now up 15 and nearing the end of the second quarter with 2.5 left.
Mercer dishes for Brown, great cut. Extra pass for Boozer, and he throws it away. Colley. Being a bit quiet, but he can make some noise instantly. Howlett. Over to Demar Parsons. Now Oliver on the block. Stripped. And you see the frustration from Oliver, the MVP. Nothing going his way today. Turned over here. We haven't really mentioned both teams have effectively black jerseys. I think Gremlins might be brown, but count it and 1 here for Tyler Oliver.
It could be a little bit confusing. I'm
Yeah.
sure for some of the people at home watching this game,
Yeah.
it's definitely much more confusing than it is to us, because most of the times a lot of things on camera kind of seem slightly the same.
Yeah, Gremlins, brown and white. Young Guns, black and blue. And I mean, Tyler Oliver, I mean, we're talking about him a lot, but he's really the offense in this first half for Gremlins.
Pretty much the reason that they are still sort of in this game. You know, they did have a few defensive stops, but then you take out Oliver out of the paint, and they might be easy open looks right away, right? So having him on both ends of the floor certainly helps them right now.
Despite him scoring a lot, I'd say Young Guns are still doing a great job throwing bodies at him. Boozer loves the matchup. Parsons puts up a 3. Didn't get it to go, and that's going to be a foul against Oliver. And Oliver's got to watch out. Just picked up his 3rd and then threw the ball. I get it. He's frustrated, but they need him if they hope to advance to the final here. And, you know, give credit to Young Guns. Like we mentioned, they're throwing waves of defenders at him. They're making him pay. Their transition offense is really fun and exciting to watch. And it's
the
everybody.
ball movement, you can't take that away either. You know, they've done an amazing job finding, creating for one another, and it's like, it shows how much youth and then same team play and understanding that they have, given the fact that they have a number of U Sport players,
Yep.
current, former, and when we say former, it's only a 3-4
Yep.
year gap. It's not like they've been out of the game for a very long time.
No, that's right. Jaden Smith recently graduated. I think 2020 was his last year at
COVID
St.
year,
FX.
yes.
Chase Tynes played a couple years ago with Ottawa.
Tried to transfer to St. Mary's Huskies as well.
Yep.
in
Crowther, a
2019.
current Husky. Sam Chisholm, current UPI Panther. Saunders. Oh, beautiful behind the back dribble to create some space and knocks down the jumper. The lead is up to 16. Highest lead of the game. Parsons, deep three, no good.
And this is what's really hurting them. They're getting into their own heads, making those rough decisions, forcing the shots that aren't there.
Auger drops it off for Colley. Oh my goodness, Chase Tynes. Crazy athleticism. Brown for three, knocks it down. Downtown Ronald Brown. And Young Guns up to a 19-point lead. They're having some fun now. Defense to offense as Chase Tynes continues to make plays all over the defensive end of the court. Oliver. That was a big call right there. They're going to give him the block, but that could have been his fourth.
And if that's his fourth,
Yep.
with 13 seconds left in the second quarter,
But
you're in trouble.
they only have 6 players. They don't really have anywhere else to go. They missed Jeff Doan today. It's a solid forward, played at UPEI.
And the cheapness is serious in this game. If we talked about cheapness and that trash talk in the first half,
Yep.
in the first semifinal game, I mean, this is way beyond that point. We're hearing everything. We're seeing. You see, like with Oliver getting taunted from the bleachers by local fans, and it's just it adds on to the animosity of this game.
Well, that's another fun thing about this league, too, is as the league's gone on, it's slowly picked up traction. There's been some fans and always lively fans in the crowd here. Of course, we appreciate all of you tuning in on YouTube. Maritime Athletic Profiles doing an amazing job, as always, covering local sports in the Maritimes. Chase Tynes, tough floater and finish. And that will do it for the first half. A 20-point lead for Young Guns, up 53-33, heading into the second half. Your thoughts?
Well, it's obvious, the transition from defense to offense and the quick transition, quick steps. Young Guns are not given any space. They're getting the boards, they're getting the stops, pushing the pace, and getting easy buckets on the scoreboard. And as far as Gremlins, they need to move the ball. They need to find something that's more than going one-on-one every single possession. They find that in the second half, they might have a chance to be in this game and win this game.
Absolutely big semifinal matchup with the winner advancing to play defending champion Kizzy in tomorrow's final, 4 p.m. here at the University of King's College. Come on down or tune in live on Maritime Athletic Profiles YouTube. We're going to step aside for a couple of minutes here. We'll be right back with the second half. Young Guns lead Gremlins 53-33. You're watching live coverage of RGT Men's League semifinal action on Maritime Athletic Profiles. We'll see you in a minute. And we're back. Quick halftime. The refs getting paid by the game, not the hour. They were ready to go.
I don't blame them.
As Maurice Cawley kicks it for Oliver. Little floater in the lane, gets it to drop. Tough finish from Tyler Oliver. I do have some stats. It's just going to take me a second to tabulate them. Kendall Saunders puts up a 3-ball and knocks it down. Big shot there by Saunders.
And an immediate turnover after that made 3. Another uncharacteristic mistake, an unforced error there by the Gremlins.
So Tyler Oliver had 19 of their 33 points in the first half, just scored another 2. He's got 21 now to lead all scorers. Saunders again! Back-to-back buckets for Kendall Saunders. He's got 15 and takes over the scoring lead for the Young Guns. And what was that call? Foul against Tynes in the backcourt?
Tynes, yeah, but it looks like Tynes is not happy because he got chipped by the elbow of Coley here. And now Gremlins are on the attack as Auger gets it to Oliver, and Oliver...
They bring that double right away. Mike Poole open for 3, short. Rebounded by Mercer. Mercer had 11 points in that first half, and there's a turnover as Jaden Smith wasn't ready for that long outlet pass. But yeah, Demerick Mercer had 11 points in that first half. Kendall Saunders now up to 15 to lead the Young Guns, but a balanced effort as 7 of the Young Guns' 8 players scored in that first half.
Well, by the looks of it, everyone was involved. If for those who are watching and for those who just tuned in, it's like it's from stop to transition, easy layup, and whoever was running was getting that ball.
As Oliver gets that one to fall. Kendall Saunders just picked up his 3rd personal, so both big men, Oliver and Saunders, playing with 3. And both leading scorers for their team. Oliver up to 23 points of their 37. Maurice Cawley has just 4 points in this game. That's something that needs to change if Gremlins are going to make a comeback.
But that will come with the ball movement. There's a lot of one-on-one, especially with Cawley when he tries to drive on it, and the help steps in as they have been the whole time. And Mercer adds it to the tally.
He's got 14, hits a deep 3, picking up right where he left off, and the lead is up to 25. Largest lead of the game for either team. Howlett can't hit the 3. Auger with a tough rebound. One of the shorter players on the court getting in there for the second chance.
And Auger has been active all game long. First half, he's got a few offensive rebounds. He's hustling on the defensive glass as well. I think
Cawley still cold, misses that 3. Jaden Smith able to escape, and here comes transition again. Smith settles into a 12-footer, can't knock it down. Oliver. Out wide to Poole. He'll put up a 3 and knocks it down. Big shot there, cuts the lead to 22 as Poole hears it from the Young Guns bench. I don't know who that coach is, but he's wearing the same shoes that I am.
And I don't know who that is either, but he's being really animated, and I love it.
Yeah, me too.
He's giving it everything. He's giving it to everyone too. It's not like he's obviously encouraging his side, but then you see him, talk a little bit and then back it up and then giving respect where it's due.
I think it does. We talked a little bit about it with the Gremlins. I think it helps to have a coach, even if he's not, calling X's and O's. And let's be serious, he's not out there coaching every play, but he's helping manage the guys on the bench, might help with the substitutions a little bit. Sometimes you take it a little personally when you get subbed out by one of your teammates, but when it's a coach telling you that, it feels a little like you can understand it a little better.
Absolutely, and I feel like, especially in this league, everybody wants to play, you know what I mean? Everyone wants to have fun.
Yeah.
Because everyone paid, right? It's not like everyone walked in and it's like, oh, you're taking my spot. No, it's friendly basketball, but yet competitive. So
Jaden Smith with a tough runner in the lane. Yeah, the coach isn't as important as the general manager, which is one of the players, but one could argue that this kind of league is really one As Smith drops it off to Mercer, blocked by Poole. I mean, you got to play the game, so one could argue that the most important part of this kind of men's league is putting together a team of guys that are going to show up and know their role. As Howlett hits the three, and it's back down to a 21-point Young Guns lead.
And, you know, it's as big of a gap as it sounds, it picked up a little bit. They're doing a little bit better, the Gremlins, and you know, finding those open looks, not trying to force as much. So exactly like we said at halftime, if they do that, they might just have a chance to come back in this game.
Yeah, there's no 21-point bucket. You just got to cut into that lead one possession at a time. As Poole misses the jumper. But again, a good look, open look from a good shooter in Mike Poole, as the offense is starting to flow a bit better for the Gremlins. Tynes. Poole daring him to shoot. Tynes cross court to Brown. That pass a little far for him. But Mercer knifing in the lane, finishes and one. Demerick Mercer hurting them inside and out. He's doing a little bit of everything.
And Mike Poole is showing sportsmanship. It's the second time that he's done it. You know, fouling, knowing, acknowledging the foul, and then I don't know if he's necessarily apologizing, but he's definitely showing some love.
Well, funny, he's a coach. He coaches J.L. Ilsley High. Actually, he's coaching his former, I don't think his former coach, but his former assistant coach, Jonah Tossig's son, Isaiah, who's going into grade 11 at J.L. Ilsley, an up-and-coming guard. Keep an eye out for the name Isaiah Tossig. Now Sam Chisholm coming the other way, lays it up and in. Cawley. The lead back up to 26. Cawley has his pocket picked by Chisholm. They're going to call a football.
Moved his feet really well, tipped the ball, but then lost a little bit of a control on it, and, you know, feet were a little bit too quick for his own.
That's something Sam Chisholm does extremely well, though. He gets a lot of steals, like around midcourt, whether it's anticipating a sloppy pass or picking pockets. That's a pretty unique skill to have. It's almost like a Jose Alvarado type.
Chisholm once again active on feet, active on hands, forcing another turnover here by the Gremlins.
I believe Sam Chisholm was a finalist for the Defensive Player of the Year in this league, and Jaden Smith knocks down another triple, and the lead is up to 29. Tyler Oliver, great defense. Look at the defense. Turns it over. Chisholm. Count it. Went down hard. No foul as he went up awkwardly, came down hard, but you got to love the effort of Sam Chisholm right now.
The intensity, the last 4 or 5 possessions is the reason that they're when
the doctor here appreciates him. From Sam Chisholm, you like his game?
I love his game. Great defense.
Yeah.
Went from 21 to immediate 31.
Yeah.
You know, it's the gap starting to open up a little bit, and I feel like it's slowly becoming unreachable here, but for the Gremlins.
And this Gremlins team, like with only one sub, it's not like you can do much to change up the personnel. You just gotta keep doing what got you here all season, which is the skill of Tyler Oliver and Maurice Cawley. Oliver gets it back and finishes two-handed slam. The lead is still 29 though. Mercer. Around the Boozer screen. Kicks to Jonah Crowther. Corner 3, rims out. Mercer gets the rebound, scoops it up and in. Smooth finish there. We're going to get a unsportsmanlike foul against Boozer. And gave Howlett a shove on the rebound, so it's going to be 2 shots and the ball here. Oh, no.
What is going on?
It was an unsportsmanlike foul. It's going to be 2 shots in the ball. They're just wiping up the sweat down there.
It's a lot of confusion there for a second because everyone stopped on one side of the court. And
that's the right call, though. The ball was dead, and he just gave him a shove. And Howlett hits the free throw. Rowan Howlett. He's opened up some eyes. Like the other night, people were like, this kid's pretty good. He's fresh out of high school, just 18 years old. Not currently playing at a college team, but, you know, if you can succeed against men in a league like this, you might be able to find a spot, whether it's in the AUS or ACAA, with a college team.
14 seconds.
Howlett gets it in for Oliver, spinning in the lane. Can't get it to go. Look at the ups by Auger, but can't corral it. Now Smith, wide open, goes to the lane. And transition, the story of this game.
And it continues.
Gremlins lead up to 31. Or sorry, Young Guns lead up to 31. Poole down low, counted and one.
But the clock is running, and the Gremlins are slowly running out of time. It's a 29-point game, and it's going to take a lot for them to close this gap.
That's 10 points for Mike Poole on the free throw line. Chance to make it 11. And he does. Cuts the deficit to 28. In the fourth quarter, we'll start talking about what a Young Guns Kizzy final could look like, because there is a lot of talent on the floor in that matchup. Mercer.
It's pretty much, if Kizzy was called Old Guns, it would be a perfect name.
Oh, Mo Colley with a huge swat from behind. But a nice play by Boozer tying it up. Mike Poole caught the rebound on the floor, and Boozer tied him up. And now it's going to be Young Guns ball on the baseline off the possession arrow.
And wow, this is Tyler Oliver is heated up again and is not looking good. His teammates are trying to calm him down. As Malik States is the one who gave him that technical foul. And Manny, sorry, Malik would be his son.
Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, Manny is...
Manny just told Tyler, get out of here, stop it.
And he will not hold off his whistle. He will give it to him.
Yeah. I'm sure he doesn't want to, but he will if he needs to. Crowther.
Had the three settled there for a dribble.
Mercer puts up a three to Merrick Mercer. How good are you?
Sometimes good shot. You can pass on a good shot and find a great shot afterwards.
Whoa, big lob there. Oliver gets it. Now he's going to try to go reverse. Kicks it out for Colley. Open. Lefty three ball. Banks it in. Hears it from the opposing coach off the bank. You think he did it on purpose?
I don't think so. I think it's just
sometimes you just fling it up there straight and, you know, hopefully it goes in. Smith, deep three, can't connect. Another second chance opportunity. Crowther from a tough angle can't get it to drop. 35 seconds remain in the third quarter. Oliver has deflected away by Smith. Now Mike Poole. Mike Poole with 14 points, the second leading scorer for Gremlins. Poole, another one of the more experienced players in the league. I don't know, 35, 36. Got a little bit of gray in that beard and ponytail.
Wow, suits him well.
Yeah, Smith. Free throw, pull up, Chase Tynes. Skies for the putback. And that will do it for the first three quarters. Young Guns take a 27-point lead into that quarter. I mean, it's 27, but I feel like Gremlins did some things a little better in that quarter, and then Young Guns just kept playing with the same intensity and the same transition.
And most definitely, I feel like every time that Gremlins found something good for themselves, Sam Chisholm happened to be active.
Yeah.
You know, he was everywhere. You got to give him credit. He was moving his feet, moving his hands, really active on the defensive end, and then finding a lot of tough finishes around the rim, going through contact. You know, had that layup and an awkward landing. It almost looked scary, but you know, his intensity kind of elevated the rest of the team. And not that they needed it, but it all obviously helps.
Absolutely. As we get set for the fourth quarter, Young Guns 10 minutes away from a finals matchup against Kizzy. I want to give a quick shout out to Gerard Gale, who's tuning in on the webcast. Said we sound awesome.
Oh,
there you go.
Thank you.
Some great Saturday afternoon basketball here at King's College, and there's Mo Colley. He might be starting to heat up there. That's another 3-ball for Mo Colley. Cuts the lead to 24. Again, you just got to chip away if you're Gremlins and hope to get some stops. That time, Upshaw got a piece, and Auger with the denial. Halleck got tripped up from behind, unintentional, and you can see that slide mark in the paint. That's going to require a mop-up.
Yeah, he said there's definitely a trip, but I'm just not sure if it was intentional.
Yeah,
Both
no,
guys were running, you know.
Yeah, they got their feet tied up.
Hustling.
Yeah, I'd say that's a good no call, despite it being frustrating for Howlett, as he's been throwing down jams. He would have thrown down a two-hander if he got that. I've seen him doing windmills in warm-up.
I saw him in the warm-ups getting up.
Couple
I was
windmills,
like, wait,
yeah.
I haven't seen this guy before, but I mean, I
fresh
guess
out of high school, and I mean, we haven't talked in this game much about it, but like, COVID has affected high school athletes a lot too. They barely had a season 2 years ago, I mean, they had a shortened season. Even last season, there was some gathering limit stuff. So, for the kids who are fresh out of high school, they maybe didn't get a chance to get the exposure that they normally would have. For a kid like Rowan Howlett, playing at a high level like this is just a great opportunity for him to test out his game and show what he's got in front of a good audience.
COVID played a huge factor, right, for a lot of these players.
Yeah.
You know, recruiting opportunities, time in a gym that they didn't get in order to improve certain aspects of their games. And, you know, as someone who's been part of that kind of group, not having enough time in the gym, it definitely hurts.
Well, don't look now, but Maurice Colley has hit 3 threes in about a minute and a half. It's 21 points. I mean, they cut it from 28 to 21. That's a start. As Tynes isoing on Auger. Kicks it now for Crowther. He'll put up a 3, short. Oliver coming the other way with it. Howlett, he'll try his luck at a 3, rims out. Rebounded by Tynes. Demeric Mercer now. Around the Boozer screen. Probing, finds Crowther. He'll try a long 2 this time. Again, no good. Crowther can shoot, but just not getting the rolls today. Oliver coast to coast. And a 19-point lead. I think it's an 11-2 start in this quarter. So they will force Young Guns to take a timeout.
And this is something that I don't think I expected, but the threes from Colley are starting to add up and starting to hurt. I feel like they dare him to shoot, but you know, there's a common thing that once a player hits first and then the second one, you have to play a little bit up higher. You got to play a little bit tighter. And Young Guns, they're not recognizing that, or they're just not making that happen. So it's going to hurt them if they continue to play that way, but I'm sure this timeout is the adjustment that they're looking for and making sure they stop the transition that will create those open looks for the Gremlins.
Yeah, I mentioned Maurice Colley had just 4 points in the first half. He's up to 15 now in the game. With 8 minutes remaining, Young Guns lead by 19. Ronald Brown can't knock down that triple. Hit 1 in the first half. Now Colley across half. Hesitation, layup, somehow doesn't go, but look at Oliver, second chance. Gets hit hard, and ends up on his back, and, you know, he's frustrated by that. Oliver still sitting there. That's costing his team as a second chance opportunity here. Now Tynes, Oliver back into the picture. Tynes, kick out, Mercer, catch and shoot, 3, rims out. Young Guns also just missing some good looks in this fourth quarter. Impressive catch there by Nick Auger, and the finish. You like Auger? He can jump, man.
I've seen him jump, actually. I've seen him jump in the open runs, and it's quite impressive what he's doing in the air. Getting those offensive boards and then those acrobatic finishes,
it's funny
amazing.
for like probably a 6-foot guard. He is not a shooter. He's playing like above the rim almost. Rebounding, dishing, driving. Oliver, down low. Can't get that one to drop. Mercer boots it. Chisholm ends up with it. Chisholm wisely going to slow it down and run some clock. But the Young Guns lead at 20. Chisholm, oh, tough finish. ISO with Auger there, and Chisholm wins that matchup. Just calm, cool, and collected. I like the way he's got a little swagger on the defensive end, too.
And he's not afraid of playing on the defensive end. That's what defense is all about.
Oliver stripped on the gather. It will remain Gremlins ball on the baseline. Oliver turned it over into the hands of Saunders. Now Mercer takes a look at the clock. Saunders, straightaway 3, can't hit. Rebounded by Howlett. Here come the Gremlins. Cross half, Howlett. Extra pass, Cauley. Waits for Chisholm to fly by, and now Cauley again. Heating up in a big way in this second half. 14 of his 18 points have come after halftime. Cauley in a stance now against Mercer. Saunders wide open, short.
That is something that we didn't expect. He hit a few tough ones and open ones this game, but an air ball on a wide open one is not.
Oliver fouled and will head to the line to shoot 2. So Oliver on the free throw line, and a technical. I saw it. Chase kept talking.
I saw that coming. I was just not sure if it was going to be a thing, but that also hurts him. I don't know how many fouls he's had this game, but that's at least his 3rd.
Yeah. Oh, you hate to see that. Mike Poole shot the free throw, missed it. I mean, if they had all 3 free throws there, they could have cut it to 14. But Oliver's got 2 more, and the clock is stopped too, which is important for this Gremlins team that doesn't have a lot of depth. Tamara Parsons talking to someone.
The bleachers are loud. That's all we gotta say.
One guy in particular. So 16-point game here. Or wait, shouldn't it be 15? He made both? Either way. Yeah, 15-point game. Clark was on it. Poole finds Oliver. Oliver for 3. Can't get it. Cauley wanted it.
Well, I mean, if I'm Cauley and I knock down 4 out of the last 5, I'm asking for that ball, and there's no other way about it.
Blocked. Young Guns haven't scored in a little while here.
No, Mike Poole almost lost control there.
Oliver on the block. Puts it up. Oh my! I don't know if that's basket interference or what, but it looked like it was going off the front rim, and Howlett took it right off. I think in FIBA, that's actually okay.
Yeah, in FIBA, anything within cylinder is good.
Hallett just got pulled down by the jersey, and bodies hitting the floor all over the court right now. Chisholm will lay it up and in, and we're going to need a spill up here.
I believe it's supposed to be 90-77 unless they did not count that basket and we missed the whistle. But
well, then they just got 2 here, so I don't know.
it evens out.
Yeah, I think it's a 15-point game, whether it's 92-77
No, it would have been 13.
What do you have, 92-77? Okay. We'll go with this one. I think it's a 15-point game.
Yeah.
Hallett cut it to 13 there, and then Chisholm just got a layup.
Well, it was.
You thought Hallett cut it to 11?
No, it was a 13-point game after the free throws.
15, I thought.
No, it was 88-75. Okay. So if that basket counts, it's 88-77.
Okay.
And then layup by Chisholm on the other end.
Manny States is taking a look here. Clark's got to score if you need help. 3:36 left. It's either a 15 or a 13-point game. But this has been a really good fourth quarter for Gremlins. Might be too little too late, though.
Well, it's always like that, right? You dig a hole a little too deep, and you have to climb it. And, you know, it's not like young guns are just going to stop playing.
No.
It's not like they'll all freeze and be like, you know what, cut the deficit, and we'll make it an even game, and then we'll continue to play.
Wow, another steal.
But now, great defensive effort there by Poole, getting that stop.
Yeah. But look, Tynes and Chisholm are bringing that double, and they're both so active defensively. But, well, it's 13 now. Oliver able to drop that one down. Actually, Gremlins got a technical against us for that last night. They got the delay of game warning, and then they did another one. Nick, just kind of threw it into the corner after they scored, and they got a technical there. So you don't want to see that 2 days in a row. Chisholm, 3-ball. No good. Brown able to organize it, and Saunders, baseline jumper. I don't know why it looks like Gremlins have kind of stopped playing. They're only down 15 now.
And it was looking good for a second because they were making a comeback. They were making those open shots and open layups and stuff.
Auger for 3. Doesn't get that one to drop. Tynes and Oliver. It's hot in this gym, and the temperatures are getting a little hot too.
It's one of those things that's always going to be a thing in the men's league games, is that everyone is just going to be competitive, but they'll talk.
Oh yeah.
And the talk is going to be legit. It's just nobody really cares. You just play for fun, but then at the same time, it's like you want to make it more fun in a way.
And you don't have a coach that's going to bench you or a commissioner that's going to suspend you or whatever, right?
100%.
Like I guess Dan, but you know, if you.
And you're not going to get called for technicals for talking.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, it's not like you have kids coming to watch this, and you're
not representing a school,
exactly.
Which is another thing.
That's right.
Yeah. Chisholm fouled hard on the drive. Again, showing his athleticism and skill. Point guard heading into his second year at UPEI.
Going to be an important asset to that squad, with Elijah Miller coming back, another talented player, right? Being the AUS All-Star last year. So it's going to be interesting to see what is to come for the UPI in the next couple of years.
Definitely. Well, again, tomorrow's final, 4 p.m. Barring a miracle, it's going to be the Young Guns advancing to take on Kizzy, as Mike Poole's 3-ball short. Rebounded by Mercer, and we talked a little bit. It's cool, it's a very experienced team with some pros against a young team with a lot of young athletes and current AUS players. What do you expect to see in tomorrow's final?
Well, it's going to be a tougher matchup, I think, for the young guns. It is not the same. You're not playing against the same level of talent. You're playing against a lot of experience, and you're playing against the players that, if you will be trying to play that same way against them, they will. They're not gonna make those same mistakes. You know, not because they're not heated or they don't get. It's just they know the game. They know how to play the game. They've been around the game for way too long.
Yeah, absolutely. Should be a really fun matchup. We'll have the call again right here on Maritime Athletic Profiles. Oh, Tyler Oliver throws down an alley-oop for the highlight reel. You know, the MVP had a tough day, but probably still scored 30. Had 3 dunks, and you got to give credit where credit's due. He had a phenomenal season, as did the Gremlins on the season. But yeah, should be an excellent matchup tomorrow. We'll have the call 4 p.m. Come on down to King's College, check out some great high-level basketball, or tune in live on Maritime Athletic Profiles YouTube. Always providing the top coverage of sports here in Atlantic Canada.
Matter of fact, quick shout out to the Maritime Athletic Profiles. You know, covering so much of the, East Coast basketball, because most of the times we hear East Coast, we hear Quebec, we hear Ontario, but we never really hear Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, PI, or Newfoundland. It's always about the East and West, but never really this part of the East. You know what I mean? And them providing that type of coverage just gives a lot of exposure to local young talent that doesn't necessarily get exposure on a national stage.
This game is ending in a sloppy way. It kind of deserves it. Oliver just fouled out, and Mercer's going to shoot free throws, and then it's going to be over, I think. But yeah, huge shout out to Maritime Athletic Profiles. Busy summer for them, from starting with the MWBA, all of the local youth soccer they've covered, local basketball, a lot. I'm missing lots, but they have been nonstop all summer long, and it's been awesome to be a part of a few of their webcasts. And today was an awesome day of semifinal action.
A lot of interesting basketball, a lot of athletes, a lot of talent on display, and the game did not go the way the Gremlins certainly wanted, but credit to the young guns applying pressure from the get-go, recognizing the advantage, playing fast-paced. They know they're outnumbered, they know they're younger, pushing the pace, and it rewarded them big time as they were getting those stops and making a quick transition onto offense and putting quick buckets on the board.
So it should be a fun matchup tomorrow. Once again, Young Guns advance to the final with a 94-82 win over the Gremlins. The final tomorrow, 4 p.m. here at the University of King's College, and you can tune in live on Maritime Athletic Profiles YouTube. For myself, Alan April, Ilya Kurbanov, the Maritime Athletic Profiles team, and all of RGT, thank you for watching, and have a great night.